The XREAL One Pro does not disappoint. It really feels like a private movie theater in your pocket. And yes, I've said that before, but this time it goes further. We're finally stepping into actual AR territory, and the upgrades, they actually matter. XREAL's clearly been listening, fixing the right things, adding smart features, and moving fast. If you've been here for a while, you remember XREAL was the first smart glasses I ever reviewed almost 4 years ago, and since then I've tested a lot more. So today I'll show you what's new, who's it for, and the one feature that completely surprised me. Join me beyond reality. So what's new? The XREAL One came out back in December for $499 and now we've got this Pro version. Same line but with some serious upgrades for $649. The One Pro boosts the field of view up to 57 degrees, which XREAL says feels like watching a 171-inch screen. That's a bump from the previous XREAL One's 50 degrees, which was around 147-inch virtual size. Now keep in mind that 171-inch number isn't literal. What really matters is the 57 degrees field of view, because that's what defines how much of your vision the image feels. The virtual screen size is just a way to help visualize it, like saying this would feel as big as a 171-inch TV floating a few meters in front of you. But it's the FOV that matters. Now they've also switched to smaller, flatter prism lenses, and honestly, I like where this form factor is going. It makes the glasses feel and look less bulky on the face. These lenses are paired with Sony's micro OLED panels, pushing brightness up to around 700 nits, and together this setup helps cut down reflections, sharpens the image edge to edge, and delivers clean colors and contrast. The XREAL One Pro has the X1 spatial computing chip built right in. That's a big step forward because it now means you get native 3DoF tracking, 3 degrees of freedom tracking, and smoother performance without needing extra hardware like the Beam Pro or other adapters. This means that one of the most useful features, anchoring your screen in space, is now available right out of the box. You just plug it into a USB-C device and the screen can lock in place in your environment by pressing one button. Most display glasses still need something external for that, but not here. And what makes this even more interesting is that it can go beyond 3 degrees of freedom. The glasses support full 6DoF if you add the optional XREAL Eye for $99. It's a tiny camera module that snaps into the glasses and gives you positional tracking, so the screen stays locked even if you walk around. And that same camera can even take photos and videos as well. I'll talk more about this later, but this is exciting, guys, as it's starting to feel modular in the best way, like the glasses can grow with what you want to do. Hit that like button if you're nodding so far. Now the IPD fit has changed too. You now get 2 fixed ranges, 57 to 66 millimeters and 66 to 75 millimeters, with some fine-tuning available through software. This helps get a sharper, more stable image by better aligning the lenses with your eyes. That said, the fixed range also means these aren't as easily shareable. If you and a partner or a friend fall on opposite ends of the IPD spectrum, one of you might not get the best experience. Now, I couldn't test that myself, but it's worth keeping in mind. But that's what's new under the hood. Before we jump into how it all feels to use, here's a quick look at what you get when you open the box. Here are the XREAL One Pro glasses, the USB-C to USB-C cable, a hard shell protective case. I like how it's slightly smaller now and flatter at the bottom, so it sits more stable on surfaces. You also get 3 sizes of nose pads, small, medium, large. You get a cleaning cloth and of course the user manual, which, let's be honest, we all definitely read, right? So the glasses connect over a single USB-C cable, so they're a plug and play with most phones, tablets, laptops that support USB-C DisplayPort Alt mode. And with a simple HDMI adapter, it supports more devices. Support has really gotten better over the years, which is great. Okay, let's talk about design and comfort, because if something is gonna live on your face for hours, it better feel good. The One Pro comes in at around 87 grams. That's a bit heavier than its predecessors, but it still feels really wearable. The weight is balanced too, thanks to the flatter lenses. They shift the center of gravity slightly so the glasses sit more evenly on your face. It's less front heavy, which means less sliding down your nose when you're looking around or moving around. Comfort wise, I've had no major issues. You get 3 different nose pads in the box, as I mentioned before, and the arms, they also have 3 fixed hinge positions, so you can click them into place depending on how you want them to sit. Now, I wore them for a full day just to see how they would hold up comfort-wise, and they surprised me. They felt just as casual as regular sunglasses. Like, I do feel them on me at some point, but it's easy to forget you're even wearing tech. Now, you also get electrochromic dimming. One button lets you switch between 3 tints: clear, shade, and theater. It's super useful for seeing the screen in bright sunlight, or maybe you want to focus. Then the darkest mode is really cool as it blocks out your surroundings almost completely. If I had to nitpick now, 2 things. Adjusting the hinge makes a bit of a loud clicking noise, and the cable is a little short. It's not a huge deal, but you'll definitely notice it if your USB-C port is in a weird spot. But what really sets the One Pro apart is how it handles spatial computing. The built-in tracking and smart display modes make a big difference. Like I mentioned earlier, the built-in X1 chip adds a lot of flexibility. For one, it lets the glasses run some features independently, like when you power them on for the first time, you actually get a built-in tutorial that walks you through how the buttons work. There's no app or setup needed, which is really nice. But one of the best things is the stabilization. This makes it possible for the screen to stay steady as you move your head, so without jitter or shake. Not all display glasses do this, but honestly, they all should, because it's like the difference between shaky handheld footage from the old days and the really smooth gimbal video. XREAL was actually one of the first to add this, and they've clearly refined it. I can even walk around and the stabilization is still good. Definitely a must-have feature on these glasses, and XREAL does a great job at this. The X1 chip also gives us native 3DAF with no adapters needed, which was not that before, so this unlocks 4 main display modes you can switch between right from the glasses, right out of the box. The first mode is Follow, which makes the screen follow your gaze, which is ideal for movies or casual browsing. Anchor locks the screen in space, which is great for typing, for example. This is the mode that I use the most. Side View pins a small screen off to the side so you can multitask while watching something. And there's my new favorite, Ultra Wide, which is this massive curved virtual screen around 310 inches, and it kind of feels like what the Apple Vision Pro does with its Mac virtual display, except here it's lower res at 3840 x 1080 by default. Still, it looks sharp, and it's awesome to have this kind of setup without needing a big headset. The limitation is the field of view though, which isn't wide enough to see the whole screen at once, so you will have to move your head left and right to see everything. But I do think this is a killer feature to have on these glasses. Props to XREAL for adding this. The only catch, it doesn't work on every device. Like, I got it working on my MacBook Pro, but it doesn't work on my iPhone 16 Pro Max. Something to keep in mind. You also get some extra physical controls on the frame now. There's a red button on the bottom and another one on top. The top one is customizable, and the red button gives you quick access to display modes. Another perk of having the chip built into the glasses is the settings menu. You can now double tap the red button and it pops right up, and from there you can tweak screen size, distance, brightness, color, contrast, even turn on 3D mode. And it's super handy because you don't need an app or an extra device to adjust anything. It's all right there, and honestly, it's a great reminder reminder of everything these glasses can do, because trust me, you can forget about it sometimes or don't even know. Then there's the XREAL Eye add-on, which is a tiny 1.5 gram camera that snaps into the slot in the middle. It is so cute. Once it's in, you can turn on Spatial Anchor in the settings to unlock a new 6 degrees of freedom display mode that feels more grounded and real. With 6 DoF, the screen doesn't just move with your head, it stays locked in space, even if you move closer or farther away. And that's the big benefit here. Your screen feels like it's actually there in your room. You can walk around it or lean in and it stays put like a real monitor. And that makes it way more natural than having the screen stuck to your head. However, since it's just the one camera doing all the tracking, it can drift a bit more often than something like with a VR headset, which usually has multiple sensors. But if it does lose position, a quick button press recenters the screen right in front of you. So yes, this isn't full mixed reality, but it's definitely a step towards spatial AR, and it feels really cool in this form factor. Now, the Eye also doubles as a camera, so you can take 12 megapixels photos or shoot 1080p video at 60 FPS. And the quality is fine for quick snaps or notes, though personally I don't see myself using it much. I do like how exporting is easy though, and you get like 2 gigs of built-in storage. Just note it doesn't record mixed reality video, you would need the Beam Pro for that. The Beam Pro is a separate add-on. It's a phone-like Android device with a 3D camera system with access to Google Play Store apps and 2 ports so you can charge it while using the glasses. It basically turns your glasses into a portable workstation, an Android spatial computer. Now, I really like how modular this setup's becoming, because it's great for those who want more, but not everyone needs all the extras. So I've been talking so much already, but I haven't even talked about the visual performance yet. But I can tell you the display looks really good. You're getting sharp 1080p visuals at 120Hz with brightness around 700 nits, and paired with Sony's micro OLED tech, you're getting deep contrast, rich colors that really pop. The whole image looks solid from edge to edge. There's no warping or haze near the edges. I mean, there is a bit of chromatic aberration if you look all the way to the sides while reading text, but honestly, it's subtle and not distracting. The flat prism lenses keep the image sharp across the screen and reduce reflections. Older bird bath style optics often reflected your surroundings back at you, which was pretty distracting stuff, but that's a lot less now. I did still notice some screen reflection at the bottom, especially during movies with subtitles, but with the right fit, it is much less noticeable. So yeah, not a deal breaker. Also, the 57 degrees field of view on the One Pro feels noticeably wider. It's definitely a solid upgrade. Overall, the visuals just look polished, smooth, and honestly very pro level. Then the Bose tuned speakers are surprisingly loud, and I always try to test them on a plane, because if they can handle airplane noise, they can handle everything. And yep, these are loud enough even there, which isn't always the case with other open-ear display glasses. Of course, you can still use your own headphones if you're after more bass or want some privacy, but it's sometimes just really nice to not wear anything else, especially when you're traveling a long time. Now, the built-in microphones also work for stereo voice during calls or video chats, and they sound surprisingly good. The only thing to watch out for is echo, since the speakers are near the mics. If you crank up the volume too much, the other person might hear their own voice coming back. But it's decent. So what is it actually like to use these in real life? Well, they're kind of the perfect travel buddy. You can turn any seat in your own movie theater or even a little productivity setup. I used them on a long flight, and it honestly makes the flight feel way shorter. Day to day, they just fit in, they fold neatly into the case, and connecting to different devices, phone, laptop, and tablet is quick and easy. For remote work, it's just great to have a change of scene, just sit in the garden or move around without having to drag a gigantic TV around with you. It's kind of wild how far this has come compared to just a few years ago. Outdoor use is still limited though. The lenses are semi-transparent, and while the prism design makes it easier to see through, you're not gonna walk around with these while using them. They're still built mainly for screen mirroring, so you're watching content, not interacting with digital objects in your space or getting contextual info layered onto your surroundings like what Google's XR glasses are aiming for. That said, if you want to work outside, the display is bright enough even with bright sunlight on the lightest dimming setting. But of course, you can dim the lenses with a darker tint and see the screen more clearly. But price is a factor. It's $649 US, about $150 more than the original one, which is a steep ask if you're on a budget. Plus, to unlock all features, you'll likely add on extras like the Beam Pro, the eye camera, the prescription lenses, and perhaps console adapters. Depending on what you want to use it for, costs can start piling up fast. So who's this for? I think it's for those who want a big private screen that travels with you, whether it's for gaming, flights, or working remotely. This could fit naturally into your routine. You're getting sharp visuals, strong audio, and enough comfort for all day use. It's plug and play with no apps or extra setup needed. But what really seals it for me is the built-in stabilization and tracking. Whether it's 3DoF or 6DoF with the eye, it makes it all feel more natural. Plus the X1 chip, spatial modes, and on-glasses menu all come together in a way that's powerful but still easy to use. I think XREAL really nailed that balance, and after using this, other glasses just feel more limited. The price and add-ons do make this more of an enthusiast pick, but if you're excited about spatial displays like me, this is my go-to for 2025 now until something better comes along. So what about you? If you had these for a week, what would you try first? Movies, work, or something wild? Let me know, and don't forget to subscribe for more.